G'day folks, LordReags with you once again, and I'd like to congratulate Ricky Gervais for winning LordReags Golden Globe for the best ever Master of Ceremonies for the 2020 Golden Globes. He really stuck it up Hollywood, didn't he? Congratulations, Ricky. Australia loves you, and thank you for putting in a big plug for the Australian Bushfires Appeal. That was greatly appreciated. And thanks to some of the Hollywood actors who dug deep. Pity not all of them did, or not more of them did, but we're grateful for the $100 million that's been raised from around the world so far for the Australian Bushfires Appeal. But we've lost 500 million hectares of land across Australia in the bushfires that have been going now for 3 months. They're unstoppable. They're still going. The battle is not won yet, and we've lost 23 lives and counting, lots of people injured. We've had 1,500 homes destroyed, razed to the ground. As you know, it's now up around a billion, 1 billion with a B, wildlife destroyed. And so I want to give this to you, Ricky Gervais, when I meet you, when you come to Sydney. And also to Elton John, thank you for the $1 million that you've donated. I'm seeing you on Saturday night, Elton, and the Hunter Valley for that lovely concert you're having, the farewell concert. But I've got a serious message for the ones that think, oh, $100 million, how good is that? When you calculate it, we've had these fires now across Australia for 3 months. That's 90 odd days. So basically, it's about $1 million a day that's been donated to the Australian Bushfires Appeal every day from around the world. Now, consider this. James Packer, the Australian billionaire, alone gave $5 million. That is 20% of the entire appeal that's been donated to the Australian Bushfires Appeal. $5 million alone from James Packer, whom we love with all our hearts because he's been going through depression following the Mariah Carey breakup, etc., and other matters in his life. But he's definitely, see, we treat our billionaires differently to the rest of you around the world. We love them. Okay, some of you think he could have donated more, but listen, $5 million is a great donation. And thanks to Pink, whom we love, our adopted Aussie, she donated $1 million. And thanks to all the other actors who've donated $500,000 or $1 million or whatever they could. That is greatly appreciated. But I did my sums. LordReags did his sums. And with 365 countries on the planet, if we just focus on the Western democracies, that's about, say, 50 odd countries, basically works out at about 20 cents per person in the planet donating to the Australian Bushfires Appeal. And I'll tell you why. It's because of climate change. Now, don't jump up and down in excitement thinking that LordReags is supporting climate change. I'm not. These fires were started by 70 arsonists, and all those fires converged as one and went whooshka across the nation because the Greens blocked all the hazard reduction fires across the nation for the last 20 years. So you try pouring a little bit of petrol on a fire and see what happens. That's an accelerant. Well, our accelerant was the undergrowth that was allowed to grow for 20 years because of the Greens. So they are actually an accessory, along with these pyro terrorists who should be strung up and sent to prison for 50 years. They are equally responsible for the tragedy that's happened to Australia. But you're all jumping up and down because I said climate change. Well, it might be partially due to climate change with the high winds that contributed to the spreading of the fires, sure. But you are all sitting back and you're not donating. You want these fires to keep on burning so you can make political mileage out of it. It fits into your negative, sad, sorry narrative that helps you promote the climate change garbage. Sorry, but doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it. Australia was there for Indonesia when they had their tsunami. And guess how much one country donated to the tsunami? $1 billion. That was Australia. $1 billion, one country, Australia. How much did we donate to Africa when they had the Ebola breakout? $30 million. Plus we sent over scientists and tents, and we helped with the research success that helped wipe out Ebola. We donated $10 million to the Hurricane Katrina cleanup with FEMA. We were there with you, alongside you, in the trenches at World War I. It wasn't even our war. We're in Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere. We go to the Northern Hemisphere to fight your wars. We were there in the trenches at Gallipoli and got wiped out. We were there in the Somme and got wiped out. We were there in World War II. We were made prisoners. We had to build a bloody bridge over the River Kwai. We went down the Kokoda track in New Guinea fighting the Japanese under MacArthur, General MacArthur. We've been there for the Boxer Rebellion, for the Crimean War. We fought under General Gordon in the Sudan. We were there in the Boer War when we were called to serve for the country of Great Britain and the Commonwealth. We were there. We've done our bit. And when Australia is down on its knees with its own tragedy, the world sits back and bludgers. Not good enough. You should all be petitioning your local Member of Parliament to ask your respective governments to donate more to the Australian Bushfires Appeal. We will pay you back, incidentally, if each country was to donate. Let me see. No, we need 5 billion is what we need. So we need each Western democracy to donate at least $50 million to the Australian Bushfires Appeal, and you can do that directly through redcross.org.au. That's redcross.org.au. We want $50 million from each Western country to go towards the Australian Bushfires Appeal, and we will pay you back over 20 or 30 years, every cent. That's LordReags' request of the rest of the world that thinks 100 million is a big figure. It's a piss in the ocean, boys. It's 20 cents each. That is just not good enough, considering all the work that Australia has done for the rest of the world, including peacekeeping forces in red-hot conflict areas like Afghanistan and all the other stands. Australia's done its bit. We're not bludgers. We get in there, we fight. We fight for what's right because we're fair dinkum. We're the most multicultural nation on earth. We took the Holocaust survivors after World War II. We welcome them with open arms. But now we need your help. We need the world's help. We need more than $100 million. As I said, James Packer alone donated 20% of that out of his own pocket, gave $5 million. That is 20% of $100 million. Pink gave 1%. She gave $1 million. Elton John gave 1%, $1 million. Nicole Kidman has donated. So has Kylie Minogue. So has Keith Urban. Russell Crowe has donated. Anyone with a fond attachment for Australia has, of course, donated. And we love them. But what's the rest of the world doing? Just sitting back and waiting for Australia to burn because you can make political mileage out of it, calling it climate change. Well, that is really shallow. And I honestly don't say the word hate very much because I don't hate anyone. I just get disappointed in people. But I hate the climate change activists who think it's 100% climate change related. And serves Australia right. What a Prime Minister, what an idiot Prime Minister. How dare you call our Prime Minister an idiot? He's a very good man. He's doing the best that he can. And yes, we know it's not good enough. I've said myself that he should get out of that suit, rip off the tie, roll up his sleeves, and be a real Aussie at the front line like Tony Abbott is putting out the fires. We criticise our own Prime Ministers too, but we also defend them when they're unfairly criticised, as this man has been unfairly criticised We defend our own, and we go abroad and we defend your own as well. It's time for you lot to come and defend us from these bushfires. This is LordReags, thanking you all for what you've already donated, but we need more. Just like we helped you build the tunnels, Tom, Dick and Harry in the Great Escape, we're 50 yards short. We're 50 times short. We've got 100 million, we need 50 times that more. We need $5 billion. Please help us. redcross.org.au. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.